This is where a Mexican teenager was shot and killed Monday evening by a U.S. Border Patrol agent. It's the riverbed separating El Paso, Texas from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Parts of the incident were captured on cell phone video from the Mexican side, which some saw as evidence the agent fired on an unarmed victim, 15-year-old Sergio Hernandez. He was buried Thursday. Family members say the teen was walking along the river with his brother to buy school supplies when he was shot.
So they went by the river because their bicycles were there. And they took the bikes in the river, but they weren't headed for the States. They were in the river when the patrol officers started firing bullets. They never intended to cross. Those are lies.
But U.S. law enforcement officials say the agent was being assaulted by a group of people throwing rocks. Two sources tell CNN the teen had been apprehended for smuggling illegal immigrants before, but never criminally charged. Ciudad Juarez Mayor Jose Reyes can see the shooting site from his office window, but he was out when it happened.
I would have heard the shots. There were 4 shots fired.
He wants the Border Patrol agent to face trial in the United States.
Very common practice for these smugglers to use juveniles like this young man to try to get people, drugs across the border because they know if those juveniles are caught, they won't face the same kind of criminal penalties that adults might. Don't these smuggling organizations bear at least some responsibility for this situation?
In any case, you cannot justify the use of lethal force against a juvenile or not juvenile when lethal force is not being threatened against an armed officer.
The FBI says Border Patrol agents responding to the scene of the shooting were forced to retreat by Mexican forces pointing weapons in their direction. Behind me is where the shooting incident took place. For months now, U.S. and Mexican authorities have publicly praised each other for what they've called unprecedented cooperation in targeting smugglers of illegal immigrants, drugs, weapons, and cash. But as this case clearly shows among law enforcement officers on the ground, lots of distrust remains on both sides of the border. Casey Wyand, CNN, El Paso, Texas.